Welcome to Brummy Wonders. This is the biggest adventure I've ever had on foot, and definitely the biggest one on the channel so far. And it's, you can probably guess if you know much about Birmingham already. We are in the Gas Street Basin, and this is the Birmingham and Worcester Canal. Heading straight out there towards Edgbaston first, pretty much, and onto Selly Oak and Bromsgrove, Alvechurch, all that stuff. So, why are we here? Because Julia Bradbury told us to come here in 2007. I don't know when this was. There was an old, Julia Bradbury's Canal Walks. I had it on DVD, and she started down there somewhere by the Tap and Spile, and then headed on down, and she made it look really easy, but obviously it's probably not. And a quick bit of history just to get us started. So the Birmingham to Worcester Canal basically links the River Severn from Worcester to Birmingham. It's 58 locks to get here, which is quite a lot. 30 of those locks are at a place called Tardybig, just before Alvechurch, I think, or just before Bromsgrove. But that's like 13 miles away, so we'll get to that. But yeah, that flight of locks, being 30 flights, is the biggest climb in Europe on the canals. And I think that particular bit gets you about 200 feet up. But from here to Birmingham, we'll be travelling about 400 foot down. Worcester's in a big hole, but it's Birmingham that's the real hole. And when was it built? Well, if you look back in the channel, you'll see a whole video about the Priestley riots. Joseph Priestley, man of Birmingham, inventor of, finder of oxygen, and inventor of sparkling water. And guess what I've got with me to drink today on this 33-degree mad idea? Sparkling water only for Mr. Joseph Priestley, because what a guy. But anyway, Joseph Priestley riots in 1791 was the same year that they signed off the construction. Well, signed off the plans for the construction, or gave the nod to start building the canals, because they weren't finished until 1815. So it didn't take too long compared to your HS2s. And I know there's a lot more technology there, but I think when you're working with Industrial Revolution machinery and manpower and pure brickwork, and actually figuring out how to even build canals properly and do lock systems and choose what you want to use, whether it is locks or whether it's lifts, or just how to make all of this happen, I think this is way more impressive than HS2. And I'm a big fan of the train tracks, but this is something else, and it's going to run for 30 miles. And I'm going to be breaking that up into 2 days. Today definitely started later than I should, but I'm going to crack 16 miles hopefully and get to Stoke Prior. But it's probably the biggest walk of my life so far. But I know people can run this route in a day, so it ain't all that. But for me, apprehensive. And this is where the history really begins, and you can see it with your very own eyes. Obviously here is where generally ponies, because they were small enough to also put in the boat to get through the tunnels that we're going to get to. Oh, you're a pretty little guy, hello. So the ponies would be on the tow track pulling the boats down. This is before engines are invented, so the horses would be pulling rope across this wall to make this kind of turn here. Pull the boat this way, and those years and years and years of ropes grinding away at this wall has done that. And basically it would be the dirt and the sand and the whatever else that's on the ropes from all the dragging on the ground, and that friction causes this kind of mad damage, which I think is fascinating. And there's going to be so much of that fascinating history and incredible brickwork, masonry, ideas, inventions. There's another one coming up now, actually, which is a little bit later on. But you can see, we'll get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just enjoy it. Is he real? Meow. So I'm sure you can tell this is a slightly newer bridge, part of the ring road, I think, in Birmingham. But cool little ideas, like this little red gate, lid, door. We have a red door. There's plenty of these on all the newer bridges around town, and they are for the fire brigade to gain access to the water whenever they need it. Now, I don't know how often they're spraying canal water onto fires, so I'm going to regret looking at this. So Bourneville is 5.8 kilometres away. Which could take a little while, and we're going to get there, I don't know, 45 minutes walk maybe, we'll see. But just onwards, nice and easy for now. We have some tunnelage coming up at some point. There's going to be tunnels that we can't walk through because there's no towpath, and we certainly can't swim, and I haven't got my kayak in my bag, so there's little routes where you have to fly over the hills. But we'll try and follow the routes that the old horses and ponies would have to follow whilst the boat carried on through the tunnel. And I think the guys would walk it through with their feet whilst they're on their back. I'm sure I can find a clip of that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll try and follow the actual tracks, which are all still public footpathways, I believe. But if not, Google Maps will sort us out, and we'll just stick to the main drag, you know. Ugh. And will I have enough memory for this? Absolutely not. I've got half an hour on this camera. Ridiculous. I've got my old iPhone with me, and as a last resort, my actual phone, my best camera, is my backup camera, because I want that just in case I need to get out of shit, obviously. And just caught the back end of one of the West Midlands trains there. So yeah, the canals eventually were replaced by rail, and eventually then road. So because the canal follows the easiest route as far as topography of the land, the trains very much followed suit. So we won't be far away from a train track for most of the journey. And we've got Bridge 85 spanning the canal and the railway. There will be some informational boards as we go, but I'm going to try and fill you in myself. Oh, matron! Okay, so I'm going to stop waffling on for a minute. I'll get some nice shots of the nature, because yeah, straight into the green really. I mean, we're still very much in the heart of Birmingham, but the canal's really blended in to the landscape, I guess, before, when it was a bit more farmy and nice. I mean, it was industrial as hell, but there's way more farms and just stuff out here. Not a lot going on. If you look at the Priestley Riots video, 1791, I mean, Colmore Rose there, but there's not even a fat lot behind Snow Hill. There's like bugger all. So there were different times, but you can see how beautiful they have turned out. We'll go into the history of the shame of when the canals were abandoned for years once rail took over and the money wasn't in bargery. And yeah, then when we get to Tardybig, I think that's where we can talk about the gentleman who came up with the plan to reinvigorate the canals and clean them up for future use, because they saw the problem of them just turning into dusty little puddles of wasteland. And look what we got in the end. It is beautiful. It's the best. It's my favourite thing to do in the city, is to hit the canals. Oh, maybe pubs first, then canals, but a canal pub, well, how many millions and billions of bricks do you reckon it took to build the canal and rail network throughout the country? I wonder if there's a number for that. I don't know. Anyway, we're coming up to our first tunnel, which we can walk through. This one is the Edgbaston Tunnel. It's not long at all. What does it say? It doesn't really say how many metres it is, but you can see the end, so you know. There aren't many tunnels we'll be able to actually walk through, which is a shame. But it's a single one, as far as single width for the boats. Semi-surprised it couldn't be double width, because they ended up knocking through for the railway anyway. So again, how many millions and billions of bricks just to build this tunnel? Is that a number we can get? Probably not. And all of this effort just to carve the way. And there would have been no other option. You could have built locks, I suppose, but being a small bump in your way, it's always easier to go through it, just like the children's story. Could go over it, you could go round it. There's a train, or we hear it next to us in the neighbouring bridge. We've got noisy neighbours. So listen. Oh, that's alright. Fair enough, we'll put up with it. So there you go, bridge number 1, Edgbaston Tunnel. I mean bridge, tunnel. We're on bridge 57, aren't we? Heading backwards, I believe. I don't know if the count was up to about 60 at Gas Street, but all of these numbers will count down all the way to Worcestershire, where we will also get from Lock 58 all the way down to Lock 1 at the Diglis Basin. Exciting. We got a heron, so yes, the wildlife around here will also be very interesting. Can you see it? Can you see him? He's going in the bush for a wee. There's another point. Can you wee on the canal? Well, you shouldn't really wee in public at all, but will I need to wee on the canal? Probs not, gonna be honest. Because today is due to be another fantastic idea on my behalf. Because it's going to be 33 to 35 degrees Celsius in moist, muggy England. Probably not the best day to do the biggest walk of your life, but I love a stupid idea. I think the last stupid canal idea I had was kayaking in that whole bit down Gas Street and through Brindley Place and all that about 3 years ago. There's a video for that, and that was the hottest day of that year. I'm not sure this is going to be the hottest of the year. We've had pretty crazy summer, but I have sun cream, I have my fancy hat, I have sunglasses, I have Joseph Priestley's sparkling water, but I think the amount of perspiration whilst we do this is going to offset the need to even need a wee, but I'll let you know if I do need one. Bridge 84A. The other troll lives in 84B in the other flat, but this is Birmingham University. Now I have been down here a few times when I'm working in Edgbaston Park Hotel. If I've got a long break, I try and do this little walk around the blocks, keep myself sane. But once I'm beyond Edgbaston, I've never have been on any of those canals, so it'll be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. 8 and 4, 84. Here we are. And so the other one was 84A, was it? I can't remember now. Was there a B? I can't remember. But here we go. Any scorch marks from the ropes? There shouldn't be, because they'd have come this way. So maybe on this out. Yeah, there will be. Of course there will. We'll document all of these because we can. There you go. Fantastic. And here, well, this is a bit newer, so it's probably post-horse, but there's a little bit of rope damage there. Right, I may now be the furthest I've ever walked from home, Mr. Frodo. So going forward, this is all completely new to me, so I'm quite excited to see it. This is something I've wanted to do for 10 years, 15 years. Never got around to it. I was going to tackle this before I had a child, but that didn't happen. So huge thank you to the wonderful missus for taking on the babies, because we got the dog as well. It's just too hot for them to join me, and like too hot for them to do anything today, so I thought this should be a good time for me to bugger off, because we'd just be trapped inside anyway. So hopefully that turns out to be a good idea. But yeah, we are living the actual dream. 8 and 3, 83, and it's another, of course it is, rail and canal bridge. You can see the age difference here, so they've obviously carved a load of land away to get this done. But here we go, another bridge prime for the rope rubbing with this kind of corner. It's obviously been tarted up a little bit over the years. Yeah, the issue has been erased, so that must have been rubbed to a point where it needed repair, but you can see it still happened here. So they were still, we can deduce, using the canals with horses when the rail was built. So that's kind of cool. So we have definitely made it to and beyond Edgbaston. There's Birmingham Uni. There's that clock tower you can see there called Old Joe. I imagine it getting built in a kind of like I'm going to say 1850, but I could be wrong, and I'm not going to Google it because I want to keep my phone alive. But that is the highest standing, tallest standing, freestanding clock tower in the world. Is that right? Definitely Europe, but I think the world. That's impressive, isn't it? And here's just a welfare check for Mommy. He's put his hat on and his glasses. Sunscreen next, maybe. In what looks like an ode to the aqueducts, we've got the pedestrian bridge over to Birmingham University, and we get our first moving narrowboat of the trip. Oh, this is University train station. Never been here. So there you go. And yeah, pleasure boaters are going to be the only things we see on this trip. How exciting, how nice. I'd like to live on one day, but we'll see if that's even allowed in the next 20 years, hopefully. 82, and another information board which is covered in trash. Well done, everyone. There you go. Heading out of Birmingham Uni now and towards Selly Oak, I guess. So some kind of like gatey locks here to stop the flow. Is it a toll booth? Is it something for you to pay your way into the city? Quite possibly. There was another one actually just as we left Gas Street Basin. There's another just random pair of gates in the water, which would be easy to open and close because there's no pressure behind them. There you go, bloody hell. I feel like, you know, this feels like the adventure of a lifetime for me. Oh, we got bikes. Alright. But yeah, people run this, and I'm just walking at my own leisurely pace. And I think at worst, this will take 7 hours if I walk at 2 miles an hour. So it's really not that bad, 7 hours. But that's no stopping. And so far I haven't stopped to film or anything. But I will have to stop at some point for a look in my bag at the snacks and treats that I have bought for the journey, which I'll save. I won't give it away now. But yeah, annoyingly, you just have to carry it though, and like being a hot as F day, I've had to bring quite a lot of water, so it means you've got to carry it. But as you go on, the tireder you get, the more water you drink, the lighter your bag gets, and I'm sure that's probably a parable in the bloody Bible, isn't it? In today's episode of Exciting Infrastructure, we have our first aqueduct of the day. You're right. So, aqueducts, basically bridges with water in them. Semi-rare, there's some very, very impressive ones throughout the country though from back in the day. And to be honest, I think the idea of how to build them came from the Romans. There's some crazy old, huge, tall, arched bridges built by those guys, and they were using it to get water to their, you know, Rome, Naples, wherever it needed to go out of the mountains. So that's where the ideas came from. 2,000 years ago, pretty much, which is crazy. This is a tall one though, so yeah, look how high we are, and we're on a canal. So this thing must be old as nails, because yeah, would they dig down to build this road? Maybe, I'm not sure. Selly Oak though. And this next bridge is a rail bridge, so we won't see any scorch marks on this wall. Yeah, the change as soon as steel and iron and all these things are invented for infrastructure. Not as pretty, but just as impressive. All them rivets. Opening up into a very nice bit. Now, this is the new bit by Queen's Hospital. We got established 1836 there. I'm guessing not that concrete though. We've got a trolley, of course. So yeah, I think I'm not too far from Queen's Hospital now. Queen Elizabeth Hospital. I could be wrong. Oh, there's Sainsbury's, so yeah. That explains the trolley. Selly Oak rail bridge there from 1933, I think that says. But we just carry on, we keep going. This is a lovely bit, isn't it? semi-marina. Lovely. I will 100% want to swim at some point today, but we must not do that. I'm sure you're aware of Weil's disease, carried by the urine of rats. Oh, there's the Bristol pear, so yeah, definitely ticking Selly Oak off the box already, which is brilliant. And the geese are in the water, not giving me shit, so this is fantastic. 8-0-80, and this is a bridge for traffic and roads. So not entirely sure. I mean, all this will be newer than the canals, of course, so I don't think we'll have the rope marks here. Maybe a couple, or maybe none at all. And another rail bridge. I believe I'm very much clear of Selly Oak now. This feels like it's going quicker than expected. I could be wrong, but legs are feeling okay. You all right, mate? Probably time for a drink soon, but I'm feeling good. Weirdly, my left foot started aching almost instantly when I got onto Gas Street, but it seems to just be getting better as we go. I very much haven't planned for this anywhere near enough, but I thought last night let's just have a little look at what I potentially might need to make this a successful trip. And yeah, water was a main one, because the more you walk, the more toxins and lactic acid fill your muscles, and it's the water that allows that to be flushed away quicker. So definitely time for water at some point. Bridge 78, it's an impressive one with these iron, I guess, braces holding it all together, pinning it together, giving it that structural integrity, you know. Now, how old is it? Do we have repairs? We've got some rope marks. Oh yeah, man, very nice. Onwards, little back shot. Oh, we got a gas line as well. Gas or water, not sure. Oh, it's getting warm, it is. 6 kilometres in out of 25, I think it's going to be. So not going bad, and the first bottle of Priestley juice is being cracked, and these people have the best bloody gardens in the world. Lucky you. Oh, I wish. Right, another nice bit just down from those lovely houses. Some of their gardens were fantastic, and I'm guessing this is still kind of Selly Oak. Maybe I'm heading out now, but very nice old inflatable kayak, just perfect. This is where I need to end up. Happy for now. We have a child to raise through maybe school and all that stuff, but I have to get living on a canal boat at some point. Okay, I'm in Bourneville, so that means this may be the Cadbury's chocolate factory coming up. Okay, I've been told it smells like chocolate round here. By Julia Bradbury, if you watch the... I'm sure I'm going to fill this video with bloody Julia Bradbury clips. But, Bourneville then. So yeah, we're kind of really breaking the back of it, I think. Feels good anyway. So we'll get the money shot of Cadbury Town when we pass it. But I do believe this is it right here, and this might even be Bourneville train station coming up. With its purple railings, of course. And I will be back to Bourneville to film the John Cadbury special when I find his bloody gravestone in Witton Cemetery, which I still haven't done. And I'm not forcing the situation, I will not Google it. Bridge 77. It's an original. Obviously they would have been delivering, what do they call it? Chocolate flake, I believe, is the first product that gets here, which is then turned into your favourite confectionery. But and I'm sure you're aware Mondelez have bought the place out and it's all a bit crap now. Even the Bourneville dark chocolate was shipped out and made in Poland at my last check. Maybe a little bit's made here, but yeah, big conglomerate bollocks really. But still haven't seen the factory. Maybe that's to come. I should probably thank Mondelez and Kraft and all those people who bought it out for changing the entire trajectory of my life. Because back in 2011 maybe, I was after an apprenticeship. I was working in retail and behind bars at the old Carling Academy, places like that, and it was terrible and I needed a job. So I went down the apprenticeship route in the end, and I got through to the last round of hundreds and thousands of millions of kids who wanted this apprenticeship job on the factory floor at the Kraft/Cadbury World. And the day that they turned me down for a spot of nepotism, someone's son got in, I got the call for my apprenticeship in the AV industry instead. And I'm still working in the AV industry, and that's the stuff that funds my life now. So cheers, Kraft. So it's a good job. It's early in the day because the Glasshouse tap room is not open yet, which is good, because I'd obviously lose quite a few hours if it was. And just, I guess, over the hill, I must be heading towards Sturchley now. Or maybe I'm there, Lifford Lane, anything like that. This could be Lifford Bridge coming up. But yeah, all this way. You've got Attic Brewery as well, which have become very much a Birmingham staple. They're killing it in the craft beer scene. I haven't been for a good while though, but I am due to go there soon to meet some old friends, which we need to sort out. What we got here? Greedy's Wings and Strips. What do they do? Is it street food? Is it a restaurant? Do they just make wings? Okay. Cool. Can you eat here? What the hell? I don't know. And this place seems to represent one of very small opportunities to drive your car straight into a canal if you want. Insane. I'm amazed there's no barrier. But imagine how many cars have ended up in the canal here. I imagine a few. So we're at bridge, I think this is 76, and it's forcing us to switch to the other side. So I'm guessing this used to be a turnover bridge, which we've tackled on the channel before, which obviously your horse could come up here, walk back on itself up this kind of serpine hill, and then cross the bridge with the ropes over the top and then carry on with the journey down there. So I wonder why they had to switch sides. Was it to do with the factories or something coming up where everyone happened to be on the left now? Interesting. There we go. And yes, this is where the Roadhouse used to be. So I think this is Lifford Lane, just on that hill there. And the Roadhouse was a pretty bloody good music venue. We played there quite a lot. It's actually this building that's been recladded. Or maybe this is all new. Has it been knocked down? Another switch over here at Bridge 73. Where are we? Kings Norton kind of, maybe. But we got a sign for Worcestershire, so that's good. There we go, aerial shot. So nice not to be part of traffic today. And again, easy access for just cars to come down here, which I find really bizarre. So 10,000 steps, 8.3 kilometres. Welfare check time. Time for a bag of salted pine nuts, mate. Brilliant. Should have bought some bloody scratchings, to be honest. Oh, good time to film. Looks like we got ourselves a pump house. I'm guessing something to do with the infrastructure anyway. Yeah, sticking with pump house. And we've got a heron on that wall there. I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful. Old industrial buildings. I mean, they can't have been the best times to be alive. Oh, motorcycles. Weird one, but they're pretty cool bikes. Yeah, not the best times to be alive in the industrial boom, unless you were making money off everything. But getting a job was easier, I guess, but the hours just got worse, I think, because everything was far more efficient, so they can do more, and you do more now. So yeah, interesting. We'll talk about that more though as we go. Right, we've got a little tunnel coming up, little milestone of the journey, and to be honest, the worst thing I've been doing is checking how far I've gone on my phone sometimes. There's a step count. I've been ignoring it now for a good half an hour, so I'm hoping the mental, oh my god, there's so much further to go, has gone away. But I'm still fine, nothing's hurting, everything's good, shoes are keeping up. Look at this tunnel. Just there at the end, non-navigable by foot. So we're going to have to go over and follow the Pony and Carriage Trail, I believe they call it, or Horse and Carriage, can't remember. But yeah, because even back in the day, your horses couldn't go down here either, so they'd sit on the back of their, you know, lie on their backs and walk the boat through the tunnel because the roof's so low. But are we on the cycle network? Is that what we're going to follow? So yeah, the horses had to go this way, and I believe they've kept their trails as public footpaths still, but to be confirmed. Bloody hell. So yeah, this is one of the first hills I've had to tackle of the day, because the canals obviously follow the lowest point of the landscape if they can. So all flat, and this is classed as a easy to moderate walk all in. But we've got to go over this bloody thing. I hope it's easy. It's only like 200 odd metres long, so it can't be the hardest diversion to figure out. So I've certainly never been here myself. Well, we're at Ark King's Academy Primary School. Some flats. I think Julia Bradbury, come back to me. I think she said that this used to all be farms, and in the 70s they built a load of houses. Something like that. That might be further down. I don't know which tunnel this is. I didn't get to see the sign because it was all overgrown. But maybe we'll see the sign on the other side. But I'm guessing we just carry on walking down here for a minute, and we'll just happen upon the other side of the canal, hopefully. It looks very walk pathy. Oh, this is the bit I was dreading. So I am just following my nose now, and it feels like this is the way to go. I'm just about to run out of memory on this camera, so that's the end of the Osmo, and we'll be moving on to the iPhone 13 mini. How exciting. So hopefully that can do the rest of the journey, but I bet, you know, I haven't touched my phone at all, so plenty of energy left in that, and I've got a battery kit just in case. So I guess this way, I don't know. Right, Osmo, 3, 2, 1.